Hello nerds and nerdettes, and welcome back to the channel where once again we are adding to the room tour, collection tour queue with part 3. I know some of you guys were probably wondering where part 3 was when I said this was a 3-part series. Well, here it is. In today's video, we aren't going to be paying as much attention to the books, the comic books, the manga. Instead, we're going to be talking about the new setup in my new home, some of my other hobbies, and some of my other collectibles throughout my room, as well as going over what shelves I am using. So we can go ahead and jump into that video and get it started. What's up, nerds and nerdettes? We have part 3 of my collection slash room tour. This is going to be just a room tour. So I've already covered all of my comic book collection and all of my manga collection, which I can leave somewhere up above if you want to watch that. This is going to be me just touring the new setup and where I do things, where I keep my hobbies and do my hobbies, just so you guys can see kind of where I'm at 90% of the day when I'm not working. But we can go up these stairs right here and I'll meet you at the top. Okay, so going up these stairs, to the left is just some family photos. That's my wife's addition to this little loft or Fortress of Solitude area that we're about to tour. Nothing nerdy there, so I'm sure you guys don't really care to see it. Quick disclaimer, if you hear any odd noises or see any quick flashes of black, white, or tan, those will be my dogs. They are a nuisance, and they're technically in every video. I just get rid of the noise that they make 24/7. But I digress. So first up, at the top, as I gasp for air because of our stairs, we have some single issues. These single issues are on my wall for a multitude of reasons. Either they're important to me, or I just like the way they look aesthetically. First up, on the first frame, which is a 4-issue frame, we have my favorite Marvel character and run. We have my favorite DC character and his run. We have my favorite indie character and his run, and my favorite manga. Well, I guess my favorite manga. So obviously we have Captain America by Mark Waid, The Hero's Return, issue 1. This is like a sunrise variant or something like that. This is a issue that I had as a kid. All of these are my personal issues. Very few of them I've bought for display reasons. They're just what I've collected through my life. Then we have Man of Steel, issue 1, John Byrne. This is the 6-part miniseries that kind of kicked it off. And then we have Invincible, issue 1. This is a reprint. I wasn't collecting Invincible when it was first coming out, so I had to backtrack and go into the backlog of my shops, and they had a reprint, but it's still my issue 1, I guess. And then during the manga boom, when they were bringing over manga titles in comic book format, we have Dragon Ball Z, issue 1. Rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. This is my favorite anime. This was my exposure to manga and anime. I have the entire series collected in single issues, and it's all black and white with colored covers, and it's phenomenal. Definitely read that or watch it. And then we have 2 issues that are just kind of aesthetically pleasing to me. We have Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars, issue 10. The Doctor Doom versus the Beyonder cover, absolutely beautiful. And then we have Crisis on Infinite Earths, issue 7, the death of a major character. Cover probably gives it away. Up top, we do have my Trinity issues 1 through 3. This was Busick and Bagley's little portion here. This is a connecting cover, which is phenomenal. I'm a sucker for good covers in general, but connecting covers specifically, which is why we have down here X-Men, adjectiveless X-Men, Jim Lee, Chris Claremont. I have every variant that causes or creates the connecting cover here of the X-Men taking on Magneto. Easily one of my favorite covers, so that's there for aesthetic reasons. And then we have Green Lantern, issue 49, Emerald Twilight 2. I mean, is there any more of a iconic Green Lantern cover than that? Absolutely breathtaking. So now we can move forward from the stairs where we have a nice little window. Hopefully you guys aren't being blinded by that. That's where I get my sunlight because I don't leave the house often. This is where I have my manga collection. This is where I have shelves from Walmart. They are connected to the wall. They are supported. And this is where I keep majority of my manga. There's another section where I keep more manga. I already did a tour, so I can leave that up above if you want to see me talk about each individual series and title. But we're mainly here for the setup. So obviously, these are not as expensive as my IKEA Billy bookshelves. Manga are a lot lighter, so you don't need something as sturdy, I guess. So that's why I went with Walmart's brand. On the shelves, you're going to see a multitude of toys I played with as a kid, from my Burning Gundam, from G Gundam, my little Squirtle guy that I played with in the bath as a child, even more Gundam, my personal Goku Insane Armor. So this kind of, I guess, displays my journey through anime and manga. I've only recently started collecting manga physically, but I've always been into anime and manga, just not in these cool collected editions. Up top, you're going to see even more Squirtle. Squirtle is my favorite Pokemon ever, my favorite starter, just my favorite, one of my favorite anime and manga characters probably. You're going to see some Harry Potter stuff, which is going to be, is that Hagrid? Ludwig. Hedwig, as my wife corrects me. She is the Harry Potter nerd more so than me. That's her, I guess, berserk or Superman. But I display the things she likes also here because she hangs out here quite a bit. We then have some little anime manga statues of some of my favorite characters from Shoto, Bakugo, Gohan, Vegeta, Kakashi. We then have a Godzilla piece up above because I'm a sucker for kaiju, giant robots, monsters. We then have some Funko Pops, which you'll see floating around the room. There was a point in time where I thought I was going to collect Funko. I'm not going to do that. I'm not even that crazy to jump into yet another collecting hobby. So I've detoured from that. I've held on to the ones that I like, but I'm not collecting any more Funko. But then we can move forward this way, back to the window and make a left. That is where you're going to see my entertainment gaming setup. First off, with the couch. I'm a sucker for a big couch. I'm not a small person, so I really like a couch that can fit me when I game or watch movies. I love both of those, probably just as much as comics and manga. This is where I watch anime. This is where I do all my nerd stuff. We have a little bit of a Star Wars shrine because I am a Star Wars nerd also. I'm pretty much nerd for anything nerdy. And that's just going to be pieces of wood that have the original movie posters, some figures again of Darth Vader and Luke, and then obviously the Star Wars display up top with a lot of the key characters. So moving from this set or that side of the couch to this side, this is my main area. This is where I game. This is where I watch movies. That's why it's a lot more worn down than the rest of the couch. The rest of the couch is to my wife or the dogs. This is my little spot. And that's why you have all the remotes and whatever else here, because I'm just ready to game at all times, I guess. We also have a little bit of a Metropolis candle. I'm not a candle guy, but it fits the aesthetic, and my wife got it for me. So it's here. It does also smell pretty good. But then when we turn behind, so now we are sitting on the couch facing the entertainment area, you're going to see more Funkos from the MCU Infinity Saga Trinity there. Obviously a huge MCU fan for obvious reasons. We have some of my favorite characters from one of my favorite movies or board games or video games. And then we have my favorite TV show characters here, which I will move just a little bit. You'll also see some Alien and Predator figures. You can tell by the dust caked on here just how old this is and how long I've had it. Again, I am not new to movies, comics, or anything by any means. We have more Harry Potter stuff. This is a scarf for Gryffindor. Me and my wife got this at Harry Potter Land at Universal. I think that's where it's at. Then we have two speakers. I also really like music. So we have a nerdy speaker here. This is a Bluetooth speaker that I got when I was a kid. Don't use it as much because technology has improved. I now use this, which is my Alexa, and it's in a Darth Vader display, so his eyes glow when I talk to that Alexa. I do have systems. I am a console pleb. I don't play on PC. I play on consoles. So PS3, Xbox. I also have a Oculus. I like VR for some odd reason. It's cool. And then my Switch is downstairs. My wife plays that a lot, so that's down there. But yeah, you can catch me playing Marvel Rivals, tons of RPGs. I'm an RPG craze, so I'm always playing that. But yeah, so that's my little entertainment section. This is where I am when I'm not reading. I'm gaming or we're watching a movie. We can then move this way, and bye-bye, you're gonna see my comic book domain. Yes, it is like a little bit of a comic corner. The lights are positioned like this because it's dark in this room, so forgive me if that's impeding what you're trying to see. Now, I did do a tour on my entire comic book collection. It's like an hour 15 long. You can watch that if you want to see me go over the books, but let's go into the setup. So I do have it split by DC and Marvel. So DC's here, Marvel is over here. As we adjust the light, don't mind us. DC's here, Marvel's over there. You're gonna see a multitude of little statuettes and characters from this Wonder Woman, which was actually my dad's when he was a kid, or maybe not a kid, maybe an adult, I don't know, some point. You can tell just how dated that guy is. To my personal figures when I was a kid, Hal Jordan. That was before the McFarlane line was even a thing. We barely ever got superhero toys. Little collectibles like this Batman guy here. I have a Jim Lee Hush Batman statue up here. I know I kind of knock Batman all the time, but I am a Batman fan. I just think he's a little oversaturated right now, but I still am a Batman fan, hence the statue. Up top, we have yet another Batman statue, one that my dad got me. And then we have my little piggy bank that I've had since I was a kid. It's a super pig. And then we have these little figures here, which are from when my brother was a kid. Really, really old stuff there, collector's items. And then we have Kyle Rayner Funko Pop, more Funkos. And then we have my little Superman shrine here, which does kind of flow downwards to my little Superman section on my shelf with this beautiful statue that my wife got me for my birthday, and this little statue, which kind of goes hand in hand with the Batman one that we already talked about. And then we have even more little figures floating around, Justice League members, animated series Batman and Robin, literally just little fragments from my childhood, essentially. And then we move around here. This is where the magic happens. Not that type of magic, though. Much more tame and boring magic. This is where I read or prep for overviews. This is where I film. This is where I edit. This is where I drink Topo Chicos as I do live streams with Labruski. Yeah, this is my little area. Behind it, I do have my indie section, which I've went over in my comic book section, so you can watch that. These shelves here are from IKEA. These are Billy bookshelves. These shelves are also from Walmart, just a smaller size version of what's holding my manga, essentially. This is actually a window, hence the blackout shades, and hence the black background in my videos. I'm blocking this window for more nerdy stuff. I have fluorescent lights of my two favorite characters, Superman and Captain America. And then we have my Illuminati fluorescent light that my wife got me for our wedding. So awesome. I love what it adds to the backdrop. I hope you guys enjoy it also. And then on top of my indie section, I have books that I don't know where to put them. I have a gift from my wife. And then I have a DC versus Marvel little section that is in between the DC and Marvel section. And that's where I'm going to keep them for the time being. We then have Batman 612, signed by Jim Lee. No, I don't do CGC slabs or anything like that. Comics are meant to be read. Maybe I'll get one at some point in my life, but at this point, I like reading. So that's why I don't. We have a Millennium Falcon little piece from Star Wars Land. They're supposedly limited. I kind of doubt that, but I have one for whatever reason on display. And then we get into my Marvel section here. This is going to be more Marvel omnibuses, more omnibuses in general. We have these minifigures here, which were a huge thing in the 90s. My dad used to buy them like crazy for us kids, but they are now mine. We have this Hulk Pez dispenser. Again, very, very old, extremely old. And then I've recently jumped into the McFarlane statues. So I have the Spider-Man McFarlane here, the Wolverine McFarlane down there, to kind of fill in some gaps so my shelves don't look so empty. And then we have more Captain America goodness. We got Sam Wilson, which my niece got me when I pretty much first met her. She got me a little gift. And then up top, we have some of my Marvel Legends. When I was a kid, I played with these. These have been used and abused, but these were my friends when I was a kid. We have some minifigures here of Stan Lee. And then we have another piggy bank. And then over here, we have a little bit of a Captain America shrine. This is my statue I had made in New York when I was a kid, where they applied my face to Captain America. We do have a date of 2015. For anybody that thinks I just got into comics, no, I have not. Been here for a very, very long time. And then we have more Funkos. We have a Captain America Funko in the back. We have the Millennium Falcon Han Solo giant piece. And then we have more McFarlanes up here. So I got this Captain America one personally. Again, I love Captain America, and that's actually from one of my favorite covers of The Amazing Spider-Man, Todd McFarlane cover. And then my wife got me for my birthday the Hulk McFarlane statue, which is actually signed, which is pretty awesome. It's one of my favorite Hulk covers, and I now have it immortalized as a statue. Those statues are great, by the way, I gotta say. Then we have a Captain America helmet that is 100% aftermarket. This is before Marvel and Disney and all that stuff were a thing, and we didn't have anything to display. This is made out of concrete. So yes, there is cool replicas out now, but again, this was before that was a thing. So I got what I could. We have some of my Comic-Con badges up here, at least the ones that are important. Me meeting Frank Miller, AwesomeCon in DC. I went to mainly local Comic-Cons. And then we have even more just little action figures floating around. I really want to display this here because this is all four of the Fantastic Four. We have Thing, Mr. Fantastic, Human Torch, and Invisible Woman. So if anybody thinks she's not there, she is. And then we get into my bigger indie section, which I've toured. I keep saying that, but if you want to see the books, go watch the book videos, I guess. Up top, we have my box sets on display, or my massive books like Kaiju Max on display. I'm a sucker for box sets, but I control myself and only get box sets I really, really want. I have my Pokemon cards. Yes, I've recently gotten into this. I just want Pokemon cards of Pokemon that I actually like. I'm not trying to collect anything or have any master sets, just Pokemon that I enjoy. We then have my Berserk shrine, which I get comments on all the time on the bookends here as I try and get it out. So these bookends are not the Dark Horse bookends. They're a little bit more cheaper than that, but they're off Etsy. My wife got them too. You're going to notice that's a theme. So it is the Dragon Slayer, and then they are etched on the inside. So this is Griffith during the end of Deluxe Edition 14, post Moonchild. If you've read it, you know what I'm referencing. And on the other side, we have Guts, but it's essentially the Dragon Slayer that goes through all of the books and comes out on the other end. And I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I love it. We then have my Harry Potter wand. This is Sirius Black's wand. He is my favorite character along with Snape when it comes to Harry Potter, because I'm a noob and I don't really know any other characters all that much, but I like those characters. We then have my personal lightsaber. This is the one I built in Disneyland, Disney World, Disney, I don't know. It does have a purple blade, which I don't display it with, but this is my personal lightsaber. And then we have another focus of people that watch is my samurai sword. Some people are wondering why I have a toy samurai sword. The cool thing about this is it is not a toy. It is an actual samurai sword. Its name is Sayuki, which is, I think, cardinal in Japanese, and it is absolutely beautiful. Yes, it can cut things. Yes, I want to cut something with it, like a box, but I haven't yet. But still, really, really cool, really awesome addition. I'm really into Japanese culture and samurais and all of that jazz. So that's pretty much the display up top. We then run into more box sets on display, and then we move this way, that rhymed, where we have some of my minifigures of my favorite characters in media. Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Nightwing, Cal Kestis, Mace Windu, Connor Kent, Superboy, Tommy Oliver, Green Ranger, Sirius Black, Levi from Attack on Titan, Punisher, Darth Maul, just to name a few, if not probably almost all of them. We then have more Funkos. These are the important ones to me. These are my favorite characters. Once again, my two favorite comic book characters and my two favorite manga and anime characters. So we have Superman, Captain America on display, and Vegeta and Sasuke on display. They are in protective cases, which is probably why they seem kind of blurry to you guys watching. Then we move this way more. We have another little storage section here. This is going to serve as a overflow. If I ever run out of space somewhere, this is where books will go until I remove books, sell books, give away books, whatever it may be. But right now it's just holding my trade paperbacks that I have. I have another section for trade paperbacks, which we'll get to. But we then go here. This is my cover that my wife made me of me and her and our dogs doing our superhero-y thing. And then we have the custom-made stained glass piece from my grandpa, made by hand, of Captain America. Two very, very important pieces in my collection. And then we have above the bathroom Captain America Street, because he is the GOAT. And then we get into some storage here, which we won't go too far into because it's just storage and AC units. But there's a long box there that has single issues in it. That's my overflow single issues, so nothing cool in there. Those are probably books I'll give away at some point or sell, whatever it may be. Into the bathroom, which is also nerdy themed. We have a full Star Wars bathroom, from the rug to the wallpaper, which is TIE fighters, to the towel racks here. We have the Death Star and Millennium Falcon. We got some displays here, including this wacky Chewbacca that I have on display. And then we even have a candle, which has never been lit, called Millennium Falcon, and it does also smell good. And then we also have the shower curtain, which is a stormtrooper. So quite literally, everything is nerdy up here in the loft. This is my little domain. So as we leave the bathroom, we then take a right, which goes into the guest bathroom or bedroom. This isn't anything nerdy, so we'll kind of skip through it. Bed, window, tapestry. It's mainly where our friends and family stay. So we keep on moving into the closet, which somehow I've convinced my wife to let me put nerdy stuff in also. So we go into the closet. We have another shelf for more overflow if needed. Yes, guests can use it, but I'll probably end up using it. Then we have all of my nerdy shirts. This is everything that you guys see me wear in videos. I keep adding to it. This is where I keep all of my nerdy shirts for filming or cons, whatever it may be. I then have my personal hat collection up here. I'm very big into hats, including my own brand that hopefully we bring back at some point. We then have more Funkos back there. Those are more rare Funkos that I will sell at some point. We then have another little shelf here. This is for overflow once again. This is books that I will give away, sell, give to local libraries, whatever it may be. I'm adding to it constantly and pulling from it constantly to do those things. Down here, we have more trades. We have my little Marvel section. I've recently gotten into trades again, so there's not tons here. Ultimate Spider-Man, Shazam, my little indie section, which is bursting at the seams, so I'll have to do something about that. And then behind me, yes, you've probably seen it, there is 4 long boxes of single issues in here, tucked in the corner. I don't know, my wife loves me, but we have tons of single issues here. This is what's left of my personal collection, and they are all organized alphabetically. So that is where I keep my little prized issues. But yeah, that, well, I guess one more thing. We also have a random Captain America cardboard cutout. behind the door. I don't know. But that wraps up pretty much everything, so we can work back out to the main room. But that is the new setup. That is the new room. That is everything nerdy. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any ideas of what I can add or do to make it cooler or more awesome, or I'm always open to suggestions, so comment those down below. But with that being said, we can wrap up at the table with the closure of the video. And welcome back, nerds and nerdettes. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I had so much fun filming this with my wife. I don't know why. The MTV Cribs style of aesthetic or style of filming was just so much fun to do, and just kind of go over my journey in comics through toys, action figures, statues, shelves, whatever it may be. It was just a ton of fun to revisit those things. If you did enjoy today's video, you can hit that thumbs up icon. It really does mean a lot to us here on the channel. And if you do want to hear me talk more about some of the books on my shelves, you can hit that subscribe button and join the Illuminati, where I pump out tons of content covering comic books, manga, from reviews, overviews, top 10s, top 5s, hauls, whatever it may be. You can subscribe and get more of that content. And if you do want to be notified, you can ring that bell for notifications. That way you don't miss a single video. But thank you for watching once again. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And of course, stay nerdy.